Hey Matadors, we're coming back for the Big Ideas Math Mid-Chapter Quiz for lessons 2.1 through 2.4. We're going to do a quick review of two problems that I'm noticing a lot of the students are having trouble with, and they are problems numbers 4 and 6. So we're going to go ahead and review problems number 4 and 6. Number 4, you'll see something similar to this on Big Ideas Math. It says the vertices of a triangle are A, B, and C, and gives you their locations. You are asked to draw the triangle first, so you have to plot it onto the graph provided on Big Ideas Math, and then you have to perform a reflection over the x-axis. So far, we would have drew our triangle, and it should have, or plotted our triangle on Big Ideas Math, and it should have looked like this, with A being located at -4 and -3. Okay. B at 0, -5, and C at 2 and -1. So this is what your triangle should have looked like. Now you're reflecting it over the x-axis, so you're making a vertical reflection. So you'll end up with a mirror image of the blue triangle on the other side, and we'll go ahead and we'll do that in red. But the simple trick to doing that is you just want to count the units each point is away from the x-axis. Okay, so they're going to stay along these vertical lines here. So A will stay along this vertical line here. C will stay along this vertical line here. I'm sorry, B. And C will stay along this vertical line here. Okay, so they're going to stay along those vertical lines, but we're just going to count the distance that they are away from the x-axis. And again, the x-axis is here. It's highlighted in pink. So let's go ahead and count their distances, and we'll do the rest of the work in red. So they are, A is 1, 2, 3 units away from the x-axis, so it must be mirrored on the top, so it must be 3 units above the x-axis. And that's where our new A should be. It should be located here at -4, +3. So this is A prime, and it is at -4 and +3. And if I could just draw your attention to the 3's, right? Remember, when we're reflecting over the x-axis, the only coordinate you want to change is the y. You want to change it to its opposite number. So the opposite number of a -3 is a +3. So A has been successfully reflected across the x-axis. We're going to go ahead and do B. So B is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units below the x-axis. So we're going to make the new B 5 units above the x-axis. So we're going to make the new B 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units there. So that's where B prime will be located. And notice it's still at 0, right? It's still at 0, but now the -5 turns into a +5. Lastly, let's go ahead and reflect C. So C is easy. It's 1 unit below the x-axis, so it will be 1 unit above the x-axis. And that would be our new C. So this is C prime. And it's located at 2, and instead of a -1, it's now a +1. And here's our reflected triangle. Okay, and if you notice, they are the red triangle, the prime image, is a reflection of the blue image. It's an exact mirror image of the blue figure. Okay, moving on. This is item number 6. So you're rotating the rectangle. So the rectangle that's blue, you're going to rotate it 90 degrees. So only 1/4 turn, right? 90 degrees. And it's going to be clockwise. And you're rotating it about the origin. So the origin is the center of rotation. So we'll go ahead and we'll mark that out. So in green, we're going to rotate it about the center of rotation, which is the origin. So let me put that here so we remember that. Center of rotation. And remember, we're going to want to use hooks to move everything. Okay, we're going to want to use hooks. So we're going to draw hooks from each point to the green dot, the center of rotation, and just rotate them in a 90-degree clockwise turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and let's first start with this point here. So that point is 1 unit to the right and 3 units above. So you have a hook that looks like this. Okay, it is 3 units up and 1 unit to the right. And since we're rotating it 90 degrees, it's going to rotate down this direction. So let's see if we can do that. So it should end up being like this from the center of rotation. So let's go ahead and do that. So now it's going to be 1, 2, 3 units to the right and 1 unit down. So that first point is now located there. So we went and we took care of this point here. I'm going to go ahead and we took care of that point. Let's go ahead and take care of this point now. So that point's hook is going to look like 1 unit to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units down. So its hook will be 1 unit by 3, 4, 5, 6, 1 unit by 6, and we're going to rotate it 90 degrees, right? 90 degrees, so it should end up being 6 units to the right and 1 unit down. So let's go ahead and let's take care of that. So from here it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units to the right and 1 unit down. So that's where its new location would be. So now we've taken care of the second point there. Let's go ahead and rotate this point next. So to rotate that point, let's make our hook. It is 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left and 1, 2, 3 units down. So our hook should look 4 units to the left and 3 units down. And we're going to rotate it 90 degrees clockwise, so it should end up being 3 units to the right and 4 units up. So now let's go ahead and go 3 units, 1, 2, 3 units to the right and 1, 2, 3, 4 units up to rotate that third point. So now we've taken care of this point. 1 left. That's our last point here. So let's go ahead and let's draw our hooks. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units above the center of rotation and 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. So our hook should be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units up and 1, 2, 3, 4 units to the left. And again, we are rotating it 90 degrees to the right. So it's going to end up being 6 units to the right and 4 units up. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and that's our final point. And this is what our rotated rectangle should look like. And if you recall, you should be able to put 90-degree angles from each old point to the center of rotation to its new location. See that 90-degree there? And see this 90-degree here. This 90-degree here. And lastly, this 90-degree here. Okay, so you can verify your rotation again by making 90-degree angles from the old points to the new points, but that's going to do it for our selected exercise review for the mid-chapter quiz available to you on Big Ideas Math. If you have any questions, remember you can email me directly, or you can go ahead and post them into the shelter-in-place discussion that's available to you on Schoology.